Hey guys, I gave it a lot of thought. Really wasn't sure if I wanted to open these or not. But you know what? Yeah, I ended up deciding I want to open them. I was looking around, and if I'm understanding the thing correctly, each box of cards like this comes with a chance to have two autographs and a relic card. Well, I've gone this far. Well, alright. Open for business. Alright. I may not open all of these on camera, but depending on the time and how long it takes per pack, we'll get through as many as we can. Now, I guess now's as good a time as any to talk about Star Trek Discovery. Mind you, I have not seen the final season yet. I ended up deciding to rewind and start back at season 3 because it's been so long since I watched it. So there's a good chance that there are some spoilers that I don't know yet. But I will talk about some of it. I have to say that the first time I watched Star Trek Discovery, I was not what you call terribly impressed by what I saw. In fact, I really had to commit to watching all the way to season 2 and some of that. And then I forget exactly why I decided to restart, and I ended up enjoying it more on the second watch than I did the first. Which I'm sure some people had the opposite reaction, but that was mine. Michael Burnham was definitely not what I considered the most likable character at the beginning. And I guess at first I kind of felt like Michael was shoehorned into a very weird spot of being Spock's brother. It's like, I didn't know if I felt at the time that that added anything, or if in some ways it took away from some of the legacy that Spock as a character already had, but I don't know, I guess I kind of got over that. It ended up being a great excuse to get more Spock content, though, to be fair, I kind of question how they chose to portray Spock. I felt like it didn't entirely match with the Spock that we knew. Anyway, the actor they got fit the part as far as being, visually like Spock. The emotional range is a little weird, but then I guess if you consider that in the first appearance of Spock in the episode The Cage, the same episode that was also the first appearance of Captain Pike, maybe that makes a little more sense, because that Spock was kind of a little more emotional than we ended up getting in the William Shatner retry. And if anybody remembers in the original series, even after Kurt took over, they kept the fact that that one with Captain Pike was considered canonical. Oh, I don't remember at this moment what the episode was, but it was a two-part where Spock, interestingly enough, in a very un-Spock-like manner, takes the Enterprise hostage and takes a very badly crippled Pike to the planet with those guys with big brains. Man, you think I'd remember this stuff. But there he was able to have the illusion of living happily ever after. Lively. Man, I've been watching too much politics lately. I'm wondering if the autograph cards are going to be easy for me to see. After all, I haven't seen any yet. There's our stack so far. I wonder if it's really guaranteed to get an autograph or two. In theory, the way these are packaged, it'll always be very difficult, in my opinion, to absolutely 100% guarantee that you get two autographs and a relic. Yeah. One interesting thing I gotta say about Discovery that it seems like it makes sense, and yet we've never seen this in any of the other shows I'm aware of, where they have these little, like, call them droids, don't tell George, that come out and repair the hull between battles. It's certainly an interesting detail, and while I kind of understand why maybe the original couldn't show something like that, I mean, they couldn't even afford shuttles at first. I wonder why no other Star Trek has thought about doing this idea. I mean, the Next Generation certainly had the budget. It could have done that if it wanted to. And I guess that's probably the takeaway, that odds are they just really hadn't thought of it. Maybe it took seeing it in Star Wars to make them go, oh, you know, that makes sense. Little tiny robots go out and they fix the hull. Yeah, that's the ticket. As I'm sure many of you watching it who are fans of Star Trek know this by now, that Discovery has gotten its final season. Oh, look. Star Trek lives. Well, one or two autographs found. I mean, it's neat. Don't get me wrong. It's just that if they're going to count autographs of minor characters, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that's a major character either. So yeah, they could, in theory, really milk the idea of being guaranteed an autograph, that they're including autographs from people who aren't even major characters. I mean, I figured getting, say, the actress who plays Michael Burnham or George Gio was probably unlikely, but what do we have here? It's different from the other cards. I wonder if that's what they consider a relic card, which would really be interesting coincidence. Two packs each having an autograph followed by the relic card. I don't know. Mm. Oh, I believe that. Probably Michael Burnham in the time-traveling suit. Oh, spoiler alert, if you didn't catch that earlier, because, well, hopefully everybody who's really a fan of Star Trek has already caught at least the second season. I may be behind on season 5, but, you know, that's all I'm behind on right now. Sometimes camera focuses well, and sometimes it does not. Honestly, if I had gotten one of the autographs of the sorry, if I had gotten an autograph by one of the main characters, I would be getting that sent in to have it graded and put into a slab. I don't know if it'd really be worth anything, but that to me is not really the main reason to do that. I'd have it, graded and slabs so that way my kids could inherit it someday and know that it's in pristine condition. Now, I won't say that Discovery was the first to feature gay couples because there was a lesbian relationship in Deep Space Nine, so that kind of covers that. But I thought it was interesting the representation of the LGBT in Discovery, though. It doesn't have to be the first, it just has to be done well. And Stamos and the doctor, whose name escapes me at the moment, I felt it really came across pretty genuine. Like, I actually cared when the doctor died. There's Stamos. Just talked about him. If only I could have found a doctor's card, that would have made my life a little simpler. But yeah, I mean, I'll admit to before, if a show would feature a homosexual couple, and I just like, I don't know. But frankly, a lot of times it didn't really make a lot of sense when it did. But in Discovery, I really felt like the relationship between those two was real. And oh wow, this Kind of looks like a piece of a uniform in there. And this card is thick. That's the upside. The downside is that if you get that card in here, you only get 3 cards. No, wait, only 2. Red Angel. Ah. So I got what I believe to be the actual relic card, and that's interesting. She's kind of cool. I hate to admit names are something that's hard for me to remember. This character, I felt like, was very interesting and yet at the same time very confusing. I would like to know more about her, because like, I don't know, is she a full robot with a human brain, or does she even have a human brain? Because she's an android in service of Starfleet, and it really is a major retcon against Data, who's supposed to have been the first. I don't know. That's one of those, I'd like to know for sure that they did not just mitigate the relevance of Data, who, by the way, is one of my all-time favorite characters. Mr. Data, yeah, if there was some way to meet him in real life and it was fake, hey, let's say I could hop into a dimension where he was real, he is definitely someone I would like to meet. Now there's that one guy, he's the one who, the boyfriend of Stamets. Does it say his name on there? No. But if you know who he is, oh, Dr. Calvert? Something like that? Well, one thing that kind of, I don't know how to feel is, so Red Angel is kind of a mystery of the show of who is this person, what are they trying to say, and it had to do with like this artificial intelligence that was growing quickly and trying to obtain data that a sphere had collected, something to that effect. And the Red Angel was trying to prevent it from gaining sentience. And somehow, Red Angel turned out to be none other than Michael Burnham's mom. Like, okay. I felt like there was a huge coincidence. And in a way, it did come back to play nicely into when everybody's in the distant future. And she's suddenly able to help defend her daughter in a trial situation where they're trying to gain restricted access to restricted information. Boy, this would probably make for better content if I were willing to go back and edit it, but I like, right now at least so far, I'm enjoying the live format that I'm doing. Now maybe in the near future I might start working on more scripted content. But yeah, there it was. 2 autographs and a relic, just like to advertise. I'm not sure I got cards that valued more than the amount I had spent on it, but it was still fun. And yes, that's what I paid for that complete box. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so and hit the bell to be notified whenever I have new content. And if you hit thumbs up, it means make more. Hit thumbs down if you just didn't really care for it. But make sure you go and write a letter to the Pope about what you did. Have a good night.